Welcome back, y'all. Today I'm gonna show you how you can make a simple homemade chicken noodle soup, or it's kind of like a knockoff chicken and dumplings with a egg noodle instead of dumplings. Anyway, I made the stock yesterday with a leftover rotisserie chicken that I boiled the bones down with just filtered water and some salt. Let that simmer for a couple of hours to get all of the goodness out of the bones and everything. And then I dumped it into a sieve and separated all of those pieces away from just the broth. And then I added my chicken back into it that I had peeled off of the bones prior to boiling it. Today I'm adding a little bit of chicken bouillon to it to enhance the flavor a little bit. And then I left all of the oil in it because it adds flavor. You can remove that. Like I said, I made it yesterday, so it chilled in the refrigerator overnight. I could have easily taken all of the solidified oils off. If you want to do that, feel free to do that. I didn't want to. Okay, and so I've added some minced garlic, some minced onion, probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder, some cracked black pepper, and a little bit more salt, but not much yet. I want to wait until it's done before I add any more. And I let that simmer, and I'm going to be adding just these extra wide egg noodles. Not all of them, but maybe half of the package. I think the package weighs, it's a 1 pound pack, so I'll probably add about 8 ounces to it. And then I will thicken the broth with a cornstarch slurry. You can do it with flour. You can just stir it in there slowly, and I will show you that in just a second. I've added the noodles in, and I don't think I added even quite half of the bag. And I will let this boil down a little bit till those noodles get al dente, and then I will add in the slurry to thicken it. You could literally just have it like a homemade chicken noodle soup. You could throw diced carrots in, which I would have done prior to adding the noodles if I wanted to do that. You could put in English peas. You could put in any vegetable you want. You could do mixed vegetables. You could even add broccoli. You could turn this into a variety of things. But for me, I just wanted some simple chicken noodle soup base, but I'm going to thicken it so it's a little bit more like a dumpling, chicken and dumplings with gravy type texture, and I will show you that in just a little bit. I added about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in here and maybe about 1/4 cup of filtered water. And this, I'm going to stir this up and it will become the slurry. I want to say real quick, it'll be pretty thin. It will settle on the bottom of the bowl if you've never done this. It will settle. And I make it ahead while my noodles are boiling, which they are doing right now. The noodles are just about ready. I did want to show you, even without adding the slurry in, if you cook your pasta in with your chicken broth, it will kind of thicken that broth a little bit on its own from the starch in the pasta. And so that will help you not to have to use quite so much slurry as well. But that's really just a preference. You could cook your noodles on the side and put them in after you've made your gravy. I just like to do it this way so it's all in one pot. I'm now going to drizzle the slurry in while I stir it. Sorry about all the steam. Get all of that in there. You can already tell it's thickening up. It will thicken up a little more as it cooks and cools. If you want it a little thicker, you can always add a little more, make a little more slurry and thicken it up a little more if you like. This is really good with just by itself, honestly. If you're trying to go as simple as possible and with the least amount of ingredients. Or if you want to have toasted crusty bread, if you make homemade bread, it's perfect with that. I'm just going to have this tonight for my family, and we're just going to have this one pot simple chicken dumpling soup is what I'm going to call it. Anyway, but like I said, you can customize it and make it as complicated or complex as you like. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll click like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.